Hello, hello. It is Sarah Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for Wellness Astrology, this time for the moon in Pisces. This is January 30th through February 1st. So wake up on February 1st. Don't forget to say rabbit, rabbit. Okay. So we are past the Aquarius new moon. We got Mercury in Aquarius. So thoughts could be a little bit more intense with Mercury in Aquarius. We have Venus coming in on her conjunction to Neptune and the North Node. Grounding. Y'all, these Pisces moons for a while could be really intense as far as like fogginess, dreaminess. They could definitely be creative. They could also be overwhelmingly um like ethereal, in that like you might be like um almost in a cloud of your thoughts because nothing makes sense. And that's okay. Make sure that you are getting grounded. Make sure that you have your feet flat on the floor as much as possible. Do all of the grounding things that I've talked about, whether that's essential oils or herbal teas or eating and consuming herbs that help you ground, root vegetables that help you ground, like potatoes and things like that. That help you, root vegetables help you get grounded. Red meat helps you get grounded. This is definitely going to be a little bit like think of like white water rafting or something where like it's just uncontrollable. You're going wherever the tide takes you, sort of thing. So Pisces rules the feet, and then opposite Pisces is Virgo, where the South Node is rules the digestive system, and practicality and things like that. So it could definitely be creative, like use your creative juices with Neptune or with Mercury in Aquarius. Like there could be a lot of creativity happening, so this may be an opportunity to kind of like get out your coloring, your crayons, your colored pencils, your paints, writing, if you're writing, some sort of creative something. Maybe you need to just go and like sit outside and do the like, what is it called when you do that? Is that fair air? I can't remember. There's a term for if you sit outside and like draw whatever you see in nature. Definitely connecting with nature will be helpful if you can do that, if you have that opportunity. To like connect with whatever is available for you as far as nature is concerned. I know we're still in like February basically, so but here's the thing. The advantage of the North Node in Pisces is it's opening up our spiritual. So there's like a lot of crown chakra stuff. So you may feel some things going on with like the top of your head or your third eye and your forehead. Because in your dream state, you could be getting like vivid dreams, or and vivid doesn't necessarily have to mean visual. Like I don't know a lot about dreaming, but like I'm a very visual person, and my dreams, if they're vivid, they're visual. That doesn't mean that's how it has to go for you. Like you could have some sort of like vivid sound or vivid like vivid words or something that you just really remember from your dreams. So keeping a dream journal nearby or whatever, but definitely like connect yourself with your physical body, connect yourself with the earth, and learn, practice learning how your body feels, right? We are definitely in anxiety triggering type of energy, but it does not have to be if you focus on yourself and what you're up to, and ignore the rest. This could also be definitely heightened illusions, heightened misinformation, heightened manipulation, all of those sorts of things, whether it's the news media or people that you're around, or whatever, there's definitely some opportunity for that with this Venus Neptune conjunction. Venus is about to move into Aries, which is her detriment. So she doesn't do as well in Aries, but also keep in mind that Venus is in her pre-retrograde shadow. So relationships, like now is not a good time for new relationships or new projects. We also still have Mars in retrograde. And so the motivation's not there. So you've got to be disciplined to keep doing what you're doing. You've got it's like you, and you also need to be disciplined to like learn and practice working with what's coming through your thought, like coming through your feelings, right? Like, and if you understand like channeling or downloads, like whatever language speaks to you, but if you're just learning to work with that, it's like, I have a feeling in my gut that I should be doing XYZ. Then you need to be doing XYZ and be disciplined about it. Like, because some of us don't understand channeling or downloads. Like that language makes sense to me. It may make sense to most of you, but please keep in mind that there's a lot of people who are kind of going through since these nodes moved into Pisces Virgo, they're kind of moving into like, oh, I have this feeling that I should just be doing this thing, or I have this feeling that, and it's completely illogical. Oh my goodness. Okay. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of Little House on the Prairie. It's a thing. But there's an episode, the last episode of the 8th season. It's called He Was Only 12. The first half of the episode, spoiler alert, the kid gets shot. They go after the guys who shot the kid. Okay, that's the first half of the episode. The second half of the episode, however, is Charles like believes that his son is going to live. And he does this like whole illogical, if you know the episode, you know what I'm talking about. He takes his kid out into the middle of nowhere and he builds an altar and people are questioning him. They're sending in the psychiatrist. Like he's completely being illogical. Okay. But oddly enough, I turned on that. I watch it on Pluto, so I never know what episode is going to be on when I turn it on. I kind of follow it day by day, which season it'll be on, but sometimes I lose track. But so I thought it was very perfect that I turned it on the other day and the second half of this episode was on because this is perfect for South Node Virgo, North Node Pisces. What Charles did was completely illogical. Believing that his son was going to live, taking him out, building an altar, having this intense faith that God was going to save his child, right? And what he did, like I said, they called in the psychiatrist, and Carolyn thought he was completely crazy, and Edwards was like, "What the hell are you doing? And you're making your family upset," and da 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 da. And sometimes when we have that intense faith in God, source, universe, we do shit that's completely illogical, right? I have done this before. I have given up everything I own and moved across the country on a train to California. What? That's completely illogical. And was I scared? Absolutely. I was terrified. My biggest fear was I was going to end up in a tent camp, like homeless, living on the streets in a tent. That never happened. I always had a roof over my head. There's been other times in my life where I've made choices and I'm just like this, but I trust that I'm doing the right thing. Kind of like living where I'm living right now. Not my favorite place, but I trust that there's a bigger plan at play, even though I have self-doubt, I have confidence issues around it. I have like, okay, what the fuck types of issues around it. But I'm like, I also know in the grander scheme of things, there's a bigger plan at play here that I not only have to completely keep taking action on, but that I have to trust is going to unfold in the way it's meant to unfold, right? Like I have zero direction as to where I want to relocate to next. I know I want to relocate, but where, right? I have ideas, but nothing's like, I don't know. With California, it was like ping, 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 like loud and clear that I needed to go to California. Arizona, like setting up the transit for Arizona was almost like effortless, right? So that's usually how I know that like what I'm doing may seem completely illogical, but is perfectly in alignment, right? and I loved Arizona. So I know that wherever I'm going guided to next is going to be perfect. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to trust. My third eye is itching like crazy. I must be onto something. You've got to trust that what you're being guided to do may seem completely illogical. And you may need like psychiatric intervention. Um, and I feel like back to the Scorpio moon from like a week or two ago when I said like your clairs, your psychic abilities are going to start coming online, and I'm hearing more and more people talk about like the psychic senses, the hyperactive senses are coming online. Like I'm hearing more about that, and these water moons are going to bring that in even more, especially those Pisces one and those Scorpio moons are going to activate them even more. And so be aware of that, right? So stop thinking logically. There's nothing logical here. You're not a Vulcan. You're not a Vulcan to think logically. You have to step out of the logic of of being a Vulcan and step into the illogical, yet that you have faith 1,000% effortlessly that this is what you are meant to do. So let's see what's up with the tarot. If I get the King of Cups upright, that'll be really interesting. I think that's the only Vulcan in this deck. Mm-hmm. Strength in reverse, Lieutenant Commander Worf. Yeah, I think we're feeling kind of weak mentally right now. We're not feeling like we could go to battle for ourselves or anyone else. This could also be like masculinity is feeling some sort of way. And there's definitely some stuff going on energetically with masculine energy, um, with Chiron in Aries. So I feel like, if you're a guy out there watching my videos, first of all, thank you. Secondly, understand that, like, okay, to put this in the crudest way possible, men got to reclaim their balls, okay? Sometimes I don't know how to say things without being like crude. I just don't, okay? The men got to reclaim their strength as a masculine. And I feel like too, this is every one of us is like mentally not feeling our strongest. We're not feeling the best. And that's partly because a lot of people do not have a good harness or hone on their psychic abilities. So they feel almost inferior to them. Like if you are experiencing, intuitive channeling, downloading, psychic hearing, psychic visions, if you're experiencing something like that and you don't know what it is, you could feel inferior to it because it may be scary, right? So I'm going to keep talking about this topic of like the psychic senses because I think it's really happening with this North Node Pisces situation. We also got, damn, the sun in reverse again, the Loxana Troy. Yeah, I think this is people are feeling very inferior, very out of sorts, just like what's going on in the world, but also like what's going on with their body, with their mind, with their ability to like channel, their ability to, what these downloads are about and like how their body is feeling, right? The visions, the hearing things, the numbers, if you're getting like the 444s and the 333s and the 1441s, palindromes, chronologicals, all of those things. Like I think it's overwhelming and overstimulating, and I think it's really causing people to feel inferior. Know that you're not alone, that everyone who has any sort of intuitive or psychic ability that's been honed and harnessed, we've been where you are. So please reach out and get support as needed. Let's see what's up with the believe in your own magic, magick, because you a magical being. The Schumann resonance has been pretty wild lately. Of course, I'm recording this on what is today, the 25th. I'm recording this on the 25th, and we have had a lot of bright light permeating the atmosphere. And so that also contributes to the upgrades to our psychic systems that we're not used to. So again, this is all explained through either the North Node Neptune activity or the Schumann resonance, as well as like other galactic things that are happening with Pluto now in Aquarius. And so you're okay. We got fly. Feel free, be free to know you are loved. Yeah, just know that, you know, one, God loves you. Two, there's plenty of practitioners out here to support you. While I do say be discerning of who you choose to work with as a practitioner in spirituality, because there are some that are that don't work on their own stuff. I can tell you that I regularly consult coaches. I regularly consult other astrologers. And so, please know that I continue to do my own work. If I don't, I lose my shit. Um, and I also practice the tools mostly because I'm writing a book. So it's important for me to keep practicing, but I also practice them for my own well-being. So know you're loved. Know that there are people out here who can normalize and sort of comfort or console what you are experiencing. I have done this with multiple clients who are going through something that's freaking them out. And really helping them understand what's happening and what is coming online, what's unfolding, what they're upgrading to, and all of those things. And so that's a thing. So that's what I got for this moon in Pisces. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please click the like button. Please comment. Let me know you're here. And all of the things. And of course, all of the usual links are in the usual places. So if you want to book a reading with me, sun, moon, rising, if you want the wellness astrology, if you want the full chart reading is now available. So if you want that, it is now available in the links below. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.